Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome for all of those that can make it today. We're really glad to have you here. And as you know, if you saw the little preempt that we did, today we're going to be talking about how you know you're on your path, or if you know you're not on your path, how to kind of realign your ideas or your actions to be on your path. So, without repeating that anymore.
About your path?
Yeah, we're in a full moon. It's the pink full moon. And everybody's like, what's the pink full moon? I was even going, what's the pink full moon?
Yeah.
And really all the pink full moon is, they named it because of this beautiful, you see it everywhere, climbing all over rocks, a flower called phlox. It's a perennial that just absolutely covers the ground in purples and pinks and whites. Mm-hmm. I don't know that I've ever seen any other colors, but last night
colors I've seen.
I was looking, and you can actually, around the full moon last night, see this beautiful pink ambiance. You can even see it in the picture a little bit that I threw up on Facebook. But that's why it's the pink moon. But it's also a moon where there's a lot of planets in retrograde. Mm-hmm. And what retrograde means, that the Earth is rotating with all the planets around it. But when a planet goes retrograde, like here's the Earth, and let's just take Mercury, because Mercury is in retrograde. So here's the Earth, here's Mercury, and they're both flowing and circulating. But when Mercury, which is here, goes retrograde, the Earth is still moving at its speed, but Mercury kind of slows down. So it looks to the Earth like Mercury is going backwards or stopped. Yeah. Okay? So the universe gets the message, oh, Mercury is stopping. And Mercury is the planet of deals, communications, computers, cell phones, fax machines, anything communicative. Mail, emails, communications between people. Venus is retrograde. It doesn't mean it has to be a bad thing. Lonnie used to have songs that she would make up. My friend Lonnie Damikas and Ralph, who are worldwide astrologers, used to make songs about Mercury retrograde and loving it so that it would be good to her. And it usually worked out. I mean, but when a planet is in retrograde, all it means is that it's slowed down. So the Earth's energy is saying, let's slow this stuff down. So Mercury, Venus, Saturn, and Jupiter are all retrograde now at the same time, but it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's actually, with these energies all pushed together, kind of thrusting us forward into our plans.
Yeah. And with retrograde, it's giving you another chance to think about what you want in your plans and kind of reevaluate them as you're propelling. So it's kind of like double energy, because you're taking a pause and then going forward.
Right. And making sure you're on target. It's really an energy that's thrusting us into what we want to do. And there are so many signs, and I think that a lot of us aren't aware that so many things that happen to us, and this is every day, everybody gets signs. Mm-hmm. I don't care who you are, where you live, what you know, what you're aware of, you get signs. And it's really a huge deal to be aware and take the time when something happens to really look at it and see if it's a sign. I'll give you an example. Probably 17, 18 years ago, I was at my chiropractor's office, and there was a woman in there from out of town who came in once or twice a year to do Jin Shin Jitsu. Her name was Deb Goger from Arizona. And I happened to be at the chiropractor's office getting an adjustment, and Laura said to me, would you like to try Jin Shin Jitsu? And anybody out there that knows me knows I'll try anything once if it sounds good. So this woman was there to do Jin Shin Jitsu, and I did the Jin Shin Jitsu, and I had a really miraculous kind of healing happen from that. The Jin Shin Jitsu made me aware of a very heavy fear that I was carrying around with me. And when I walked out to my car that day, it was gone. So I went home and I called Laura and I'm like, how long is Deb in town? And she's like, oh, another week. I'm like, put me in every day for an hour. She's like, okay. It just so happened that the following week, because I really love the Jin Shin Jitsu, the following week, there was a Jin Shin Jitsu class in Willow Grove, 5-day intensive training. And I just knew that the whole timing thing, because I had been doing Reiki for a long time. And I love Reiki. I think Reiki's wonderful. I think it's one of the most powerful healing energies that we can bring through our bodies. But I knew there was something more than that. And I was thinking that. And then all of a sudden, here I am. The Jin Shin Jitsu appears on my lap. And I took the class the next week, which actually thrust me into 18 years of like very many classes a year doing Jin Shin Jitsu, learning more and more and more about it. We meet people in the supermarket that might just say something that inspires us at the right moment to give us an idea of something we were thinking like that morning. They're just out there all the time.
Yeah.
Hi, Mick. Hi, Barb. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Steve. Thanks for joining. Steve, I don't know if you're going to be there tonight, but I hope you are, and I hope I say it. So really being aware of things that are being said, what our thoughts are. Like, what are you thinking? And then what happens that day? Like, things, don't you realize, don't you see how quickly energy is moving and our lives are really moving so quickly? It's like we have to catch up with it. Knowing by things that people say, you're in a restaurant and you overhear a conversation and somebody's talking about something you were thinking of, and you're not really like, being newsy, but you just hear the part of their conversation that's in alignment, like with what you were thinking.
Yeah. We were just actually talking about it when I came in today, that I pulled in at 11:11 and I said, I've been seeing 11s so much lately, and Giuseppe's like, me too, and so did Phyllis. And then I said it was weird because I haven't seen them. It felt like in a couple of months. I noticed that I had not seen multiple numbers in a few months. And then how crazy it feels like when you have a synchronicity or a coincidence that the three of us,
for synchronicities.
Yeah, in the same time period, saw the same thing and then thought the same thing. So to me, the 11s, when I was experiencing it yesterday, all day, license plates, like I saw it so much yesterday that it was kind of tapping me on the head to say, pay attention. So I was. It made me pay even more attention to everything that was going around, and I felt very present yesterday.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
And so I was aware that for all the things that were happening and my thoughts, that I felt like I was on the right path.
Absolutely.
In the day.
And you mentioned synchronicities, everybody's always like, oh, what a coincidence.
Right.
Corresponding incidences. Scientists took the word and used it to take away the energy of two things happening at exactly the same time because they're supposed to. Yeah. Okay? So synchronicities are huge to let you know that you're aligned with what you planned. And whether you believe in past lives or whatever, we are here to learn. Synchronicities, things happening in exactly the moment that you need them at the same time, are really letting you know that you're on your path. That's the universe helping you and giving you that little bit of insight that you are on the right place. I'm completely drawing a blank. When things happen at the same time. Wait a minute, I'm drawing a blank. What's the word you use for deja vu? Thank you, deja vu. Thank you for wherever that came from. Deja vu. Deja vu is really simply explained, and I've read this so many places. Deja vu simply feels like you've done this before, you've been here before, but you can't quite put a face to it, but you see the people, the actions, the actual thing, situation, but you don't see it really quickly. It's almost like it's a reminder and letting you know that you are exactly where you plan to be at that moment. That's why you feel like you've done it before. You did. Before you came back here, you wrote a real big list of all the lessons that you wanted to learn. And those lessons allowed you to be on the path you're on. And I don't care earlier in life how far from where you are now you were, you've gotten to here. And no matter where you are, no matter where you go, there you are. Okay? So all of the things, and there's nothing to like toss from your history. You don't want to hold on to it, but you want to make your history part of your story now, but it's all the things that helped you to get to where you are because of what you've learned. And you've learned from, look, I'm sure in retrospect you can see all the signs, like look back on things that happened. And then if you look back a little further, you kind of saw it coming, but you didn't pay attention, or you were in denial about things. We have contracts with people. We really do have contracts with everyone, with our spouses, with our children, with our friends, old and new, continuing, long time, short time. And my friend Rick Santella said to me today, he never realized how true it is that people come into your life for a reason. Some of them stay and some of them move on. And they were absolutely there for a reason and to learn. The people and the situations that feel good and feel that you're easily flowing and easily flowing back to, well, clearly they're on your path. But if there's a lot of resistance and turmoil and stress connected to it, then you know you're not on your path. So redirect what you're doing. Just move through it.
And don't be fearful. I used to look at deja vus and kind of like you felt it and you weren't sure what was going to happen next.
Right.
And then the more I gained understanding about it, I would think, okay, I'm on my path because that just happened. I feel like I was here before. And now I'm so present when it does happen that I'm excited about the next thing because I feel like, okay, what next? And I kind of look into the experience in the moment.
Right.
You know, and enjoy with excitement about what's coming. I know very clearly that there was a time that I would be like, kind of brace myself, like, oh, I was here before. What does that mean? And now I'm like, oh, I was here before. This means I'm on my path. And something exciting is going to happen because this has to be relevant if I'm feeling this way.
Right. And
right?
Feeling. Like that's
Feeling
exactly it. You're feeling it. You're feeling it from here. You're putting it out there. And the universe, we repeat this I don't care, but the universe brings you back what you're feeling. Mm-hmm. Now, I hope everybody did some intentions last night. And if you didn't, you can still jump on board with the full moon tonight. Mm-hmm. We're in this energy for like another 24 hours. The full moon comes in. You got 2 days to prepare. You can do it. And then 2 days to really like release and bring in. And I did make a couple of notes. If you're struggling, change your course. Change your course, because if there's something that you really desire and you feel like all the things that are happening are really funneling you into and you're on your path, then stay focused on that. I'm going to tell you a couple of the things I did write down because I'm not an astrologer, but Mercury, I'm going to tell you about the 4 planets, like a little bit of brief things from the feng shui education that I have from Ralph and Lonnie. Mercury is all about communicating your skills, really fine-tuning your skills. So use the Mercury retrograde to slow down and really focus on your skills. Focus on your communication skills. Words are very important. The sound of the spoken word has a vibration. Everything you say sends out a tone. So there's Mercury. That's not all of it, but some of it. Venus, all about love, all about pleasure. It's the material loves that you have. And I'm not saying being materialistic. You love the way your house looks. You love the way your garden looks when you drive up. Your love of what you do. I know I can certainly say nobody has to drag me out of bed. Not one day to come and do what I do here. I wouldn't have it any other way. Then there's Jupiter. Jupiter is all about expansion. So think about how you can really expand all of your ideas now. And once you do that, it's like when Moses split the waters, and I don't know if that has to be religious or not. I'm not being religious. I'm just talking about, like, everybody knows about Moses splitting the waters. Split those waters and see clearly your path and where you're going. Jupiter's about that. Your beliefs. All right, so having faith, being optimistic. Sometimes I can't read my own handwriting because I write this so fast. Saturn is about being practical, accepting responsibility, and using your experiences to move forward. So think of all these wonderful energies that, even though they are retrograde, they are part of the energy that we need to work with right now, especially with this. And don't forget, above all, we're in a 1 year. Jess, enjoy those spheres you got. Believe me, the energy is amazing. I hope your desk looks wonderful. Your workstation looks wonderful. Use these things in this 1 year for moving forward, beginning new things, a whole new idea about really who you are, not who somebody thought you were, or not who people may have, made you out to be. Really get a hold of your truest self right now and use everything that the planet, the universe, the planets, the universe are giving to us, because these are things that nobody can ever take away from us. It's our power. It's our personal power. So you kind of know you're on your path when things are flowing. So if there's a little kink in that flow, work it out. Really be aware of why it happened, how it happened, take responsibility, align your desires. And sometimes we get a little thrown off our path because we have an idea of what we want to do, but we set limitations to how much we can do about it. And I think that's really wrong. I really live with no limitations. I really believe that there's nothing that's impossible. And definitely ideas, if you have them, like if you see somebody else has succeeded at something that you want to do, well, that tells you that it's completely possible for you to do it too. What makes you any less able to do something that you already see, done?
So get out of your head while you're doing that, because I've just been thinking of this so much in the last 2 days too. There's moments where you're like, how do I do that? Well, how's that going to happen? Just do it. Just do it. It's like, that is such a real great coin that they did for Nike, but just do it. And when you can really engage in that with all these, like, now you see it, and now you recognize what you have already been able to bring about for yourself,
right,
and like be happy about that, and then just keep doing it. I know probably about 3 years ago, I really decided for myself that I was going to make some changes in my life. And at that time, our maybe it was 3, or Jamie, I don't know how long it was, but it was our class reunion popped up. I'm never going to one. All of a sudden, I decided, you know what, I'm going to go and help. I don't know. Yeah, like I just never went. And so I rekindled my friendship with Jamie and Craig and like a whole bunch of people. My whole life changed.
And isn't it funny how you come full circle with people?
Yeah, totally, right?
I feel like all our high school friends are all like kind of hanging out now and then
Facebook
too. It's like
helped with
so much fun. And Facebook did,
Facebook did
help with that.
But
absolutely.
definitely, like, just doing that, my entire life has just swooped over and changed. And it takes moments like this to actually recognize what you're able to do.
And and you and I, like we've been working together so long, like with the reading that we do, and like we'll get in touch with each other and go, oh my God, this, oh, we got to talk about it, we got to tell people.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, when you become really passionate about what you're doing on your path, you feel it.
Yeah.
Others
Totally
see it. Others feel it.
Yeah.
And to be an inspiration, I'm sure that the things that you're passionate about and the things that you're changing and doing in your life now that you never thought you'd see yourself doing has been such an inspiration to others. And I don't think there's any greater feeling than to know that you inspired somebody else to make a change or do something better in their life and to get on their path. Like, you know what? Shed all the change, shed all the naysayers, doubting Thomases. Do what you want to do what you need to do, and you'll feel so wonderful, like, doing it. I mean,
being in this 1 year, and that this is the year for you to be able to accomplish all these things. I feel like we got off to a little bit of a rocky start because we expect January 1st to change everything. Like, this is going to be a
we
year.
were all still going, thank God 16's over.
Right. But I mean, like, so now... and all the explanations that I've read about this full moon and these retrogrades is all about like everything coming about that you want to see and all good stuff coming. And so it's like the energy is finally happening, and I've heard, how we're in that changing universe and changing planet.
Absolutely.
So like, continue turning off the news, continue focusing on the positive, what we want for ourselves, what we want for our friends and family.
Absolutely.
And what we want for this planet.
Absolutely.
Because we have that kind of power. We're given the signs. As I'm saying it, it's 1222.
1222. Oh, my favorite number,
Right?
1222.
I've seen every double digit since I've gotten in this building today. And 222 means like having faith. I think it is. So there I am.
And this full moon.
Yeah.
Faith.
Yeah.
Having faith. It's huge.
Yeah.
Huge. Just really believing in your dreams, in yourself, spreading love and joy and passion around. It just makes you feel great, amazing. And you want to do more. You like totally want to do more.
So,
hi, Anne-Marie. Hi, Kelly.
Anne-Marie, hi.
Glad you joined us.
Kelly, we're so happy that all of you joined us today.
And a lot of you out there, friends of mine, I know that we're working in groups with helping others, whether it's essential oils or changing the way you look at what you're eating, things like that. Working in groups, all the love that's out there and
support.
Really coming together. Like, people are really becoming community-tized. Yes, that's a new word. I just made it up, but it's okay because it makes sense. And people are really coming together, working together for the greater good of everyone. Like, people really want to help and being supportive in things that you never even thought you'd be involved in before.
Yeah, and so take a look at your groups too, because if your group's not supportive to you, find another one.
Yeah, Andrew Weil always says, stop watching the news, stop reading the newspaper, because all it is stress.
Yeah.
And he's right. And yes, we do need to know what's going on in the world, but we don't need to know, like...
it'll find you. Let's just
O'Reilly was like a whatever, and this one and that one. Like, who cares? Who cares? Like, live in your reality. Mm-hmm. Make your reality what you want it to be. Stay in that space. Live a life where you come from love, where you're all about service to others, serving yourself, loving yourself, serving others, and really helping others to know that there's more out there than what they have been taught and believed till now. Because this is really the year where everybody's dreams can really happen and really come true, because we have so much going for us. So to really find out if you're on your path, do a couple minute meditation, close your eyes, Ask to be guided. Ask for divine guidance. We say this all the time. Ask for divine guidance. And I'm telling you, stuff has been happening so quickly, or I wouldn't be, like, I'd be on a rooftop screaming,
Yeah.
you know, if I could right now.
Well, and definitely today, if you can't think, if you know, a great ritual, get into some rituals, full moon rituals of releasing, write down what it is that you want to release, burn it, you know, or just say, release all negativity from my body and through all my cells and from everything around me. Like, if you can't think of anything else, at least do that for yourself. But, you know, look at some, I looked up online again this morning were some good rituals, just because it's so powerful. Giuseppe and I were just saying too, like, it's like New Year's, every full moon and every new moon.
It really is.
There's like new
You're starting
energy,
over.
there's, like,
You're starting over.
Yeah, so it's you get more chances to do it. So if you can look that way, you can keep starting over and being excited about it.
Right. And when you do your intentions, a really good thing to keep in mind is that when you're releasing something, you want to say that you're releasing everything that's blocking now and forever, all known and unknown, whatever is blocking, please release all of it. And, you know, now and forever, any and all, known and unknown, everything. And really feel that clearing. And then just sit in some sage, not in the sage, but
I did sage this
burn
morning.
some sage, walk around, allow for it to clear your aura, clear your energy. And remember, and I know a lot of people go through this, the loss of a lot of people that we were close to, moving out, new people moving in, their contracts, their relationships, they're there for when they're supposed to be there, they're gone when they're gone, and they return when they're supposed to. So, or they don't. So just know that we always have guides, we always have help, our angels are there, divine guidance is always available to us, we just have to ask. Yeah. So I hope you all have a great Wednesday. I hope you enjoyed this.
And I think Anne-Marie is traveling. She's in, I think, Tennessee. So thank you for joining us on your trip.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and have a safe trip home. And everybody have an awesome day. We had so many people joining us today.
Yeah,
so
and don't forget, if you have questions afterwards,
Yeah.
write them in. Like, we'll answer them. We love you very much, and we're really glad you joined us. Thank you so much. Have a great Wednesday, and finish this full moon. You know, let it go. Let it go.